Hi, everybody. Hello. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great week. We are going to dive right in with tonight is live video Wednesday, right? So every Wednesday in November, I have been doing so much better. I have been hopping on here for about 10 to 15 minutes and just chatting through some things that are just overall good balance, good wellness tips, good health tips, good fitness tips, good time efficiency tips, all of those things. So if you are watching live, go ahead and comment live wherever you're watching this at. If you're on Facebook commenting live, you're going to have to enable StreamYard so that I can see the comments. I just won't be able to see your name, so I can't shout you out. But of course, I'll still be able to see the comments here on my end. So happy Wednesday. Welcome, you guys. Tonight, we're going to be talking about my top 5 tips for staying kind of functionally and balanced in your body composition, but also in your mindset and in your mind frame as well. It's one thing to, kind of stay lean all year long where you don't have a ton of excess body fat kind of on the body frame, but also what does it mean to be balanced and happy in that body composition? I can tell you, like, my walking around weight isn't super lean. I sometimes hesitate using actual like numbers because I don't want you to compare your body weight to my body weight, but I do think that it's important to give you a little bit of context here. So I am 5'7", 5'8", about 5'8" on, like, when I'm standing up tall. My comfortable walking around weight, where I am not dieting, I am not restricting calories whatsoever, I am not even thinking about restricting calories whatsoever, is between 165 and 173 pounds. And that is like my balanced, comfortable weight, right? Now, when I am wanting to be just a little bit leaner, maybe a little bit more trim, maybe if I start to feel a little bit more bloat, a little bit more heaviness, then I kind of stay closer to that 160 to 165 range. But I do have to be mindful of the amount of calories, the amount of macronutrients, the amount of protein, the amount of carbs, the amount of fat, the amount of fiber that I put in my body in order to grab hold of that, right? So I give you those numbers for just reference because data doesn't have to define who you are. It can drive you, though, to being and making a smart decision. So tip number 1 on how to stay kind of lean all year long, if you will, right? Like, what does it mean to be lean? It means that you're comfortable. It means that you're walking around not like feeling lethargic, not feeling weighed down, not feeling uncomfortable in your clothing. I want you to think like, wow, what type of body mass do I have to have in order to just feel comfortable, in order to just feel good? And for me, that, like I said, that's between 165 and 170 pounds. That's when I'm not, mentally upset because I'm not scrambling, being like, oh my gosh, I can't eat that and I can't eat that. Restriction is not good for my mindset. It's not good for me whatsoever. So I stay away from it far, far, far away. So my first tip, right? My first tip into kind of staying lean all year long without doing extreme diet, without doing extreme exercise, is creating a plan that is sustainable for you. What can you hold on to? What can you maintain? What can you create a habit with? Here's an example of this. I see all the time in my industry, in my fitness coaching industry, people jump on plans with coaches, with fitness coaches. It happens all the time, right? You have a competition to get ready for, or you have a vacation or whatever. You would decide that you want to lose some excess body fat, and so you hire a coach. That coach writes you a program, most likely, and then you go and you do that program. But what happens is some coaches are better than others at developing skill sets in order to keep you in a sustainable lifestyle, but most are not. So my first tip to you is, what can you sustain? Get extremely clear with what you want and why you want it. Don't just be like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's not deep enough. Why do you want to lose 10 pounds? What does it mean to lose 10 pounds? How do you have to show up in your life in order to lose those 10 pounds? Get very, very, very deep and detailed in your why, because when the season gets hard, when life gets hard, when kids get sick, when the spouse can't help you as much as maybe they have been helping you, all of that is going to crumble. And if you don't have a strong, thick, wide, beautiful foundation to withstand that hard season, you're going to fall off the wagon. When you fall off the wagon of a sustainable fitness experience, it takes twice as long for you to get back on. You have to get re-motivated. You have to get re-inspired, or to be frank, you have to get re-pissed off. You have to get re-angered with yourself. And why am I here again? Why am I in the same spot? Why do I keep completing the same cycle? Why do I keep yo-yoing? So when you take out the emotion and you just dive into, why do I want this? You begin to uncover a lot of stories that you probably didn't even know were there. And it's only then that you can really decide, okay, I can commit to 15-minute workouts. I can commit to 3 times a week in the gym. I can commit to 2 Peloton classes a week. I can commit to, 5 days with my trainer. I can, whatever your sustainable schedule looks like, that's what I want to encourage you to focus on. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, to staying lean and mean kind of all year long without the extremes, is find a diet pattern that brings you both joy and that makes you feel good. For me, that was going plant-based. For me, that was going whole food, plant-based. Less processed foods, more whole foods in their whole forms. If I wanted French fries, I am cutting up potatoes and putting them in the air fryer. If I wanted like a barbecue sandwich, I am creating the barbecue sauce from scratch. I am making the bread in my bread maker, and I am making, the soy curls or the tofu or whatever in my air fryer, getting it nice and crunchy, and then drizzling that barbecue sauce on it. The more I developed a relationship with making my own food, the healthier my relationship got with food in general. I would say that most of the drama around food for me was coming from years of really, really, really toxic experience with food. Really toxic, really dark, really, really sad experiences with food, but it's really made me who I am today. So tip number 2 is look at the food that you're eating every single day and decide, how can I be closer to the earth? How can I make this myself? Can I make this myself? Is this something that I can learn? Is it a skill that I can learn? You'd be surprised with how much better you feel when all of those additives and all of those preservatives and all of that toxic binder and all of those fillers are pulled out of the product. You'd be surprised with how much better you feel. And honestly, it feels really, really, really good to make your own stuff. I promise you, it feels great. And if you're new here, welcome to the team. I have 3 jobs and 2 kids. So please don't come up in my comment section saying, I don't have the time. You can make the time. Make this a priority and watch your life drastically change. Tip number 3, decide right here and right now that you are not what you weigh. You are not the pant size that you are, or the shirt size that you are, or you are not what you look like. You are who you are because you chose to be that person. Tip number 3 is all about the mindset. Let go of, this is what I want to look like. This is what I should look like. Nobody should look like anything. Are you happy? Are you joyful? Are you being kind to your body, and are you being kind to others? Are you showing compassion for yourself and for humanity? Are you showing up in the world with pride and joy? And if those answers are yes, like, sis, who cares? Who cares what size you are? Who cares what you want to look like versus what you look like now? Start showing up in a wellness space, because it's going to elongate your life, because it's going to make you live longer, and it's going to make you live better. When you start showing up from a place of, I want to do this, I want to walk every single night because I want to live into my 80s and 90s and not be strapped to a wheelchair or in a nursing home or somebody having to take care of me. Show up from a place of gratitude. I am going to work out because I'm grateful for my body, not because I hate my body. When you start to create that little tiny pivot in your mindset, so many things change. So many things change. And I promise you, just like tip number 2, you will start showing up different. Tip number 4, supplement wisely. Supplement wisely. Do not get caught up in the hype of the supplement industry. Don't get caught up in the hype of, oh, protein, 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 protein. Yes, protein is important. Yes, muscle development is important, but you do not need nearly as much protein as you think you need. A great book for you to watch or for you to listen to and or read is The Longevity Diet by Dr. Walter Longo. It is a phenomenal read. I will do a live video on longevity dieting at some point, maybe even a series, because that's kind of my jam. I'm not here to help you lose weight. I'm not. I'm here to help you live a long time. That is my brand. That is my niche. I'm here to make you live long and a proud life. So when you go into this concept of, well, do I need to supplement or do I not need to supplement? Do not fall victim to the high quality marketing and low quality supplements. And this is why your vitamin is not working. Okay. It's why your vitamin's not working. You are going, if you find yourself dragging by 1 to 2 p.m., okay, are you sleeping 7 hours, at least 7 hours a night? Do you find yourself reaching for hyper processed snacks in the afternoon? Do you go to the bathroom regularly? Are you worried about winter germs? Supplements could be your answer, but the quality does matter, right? And so what I want to kind of encourage you to do there is really decide what brand you trust and why you trust them. I can tell you right now, 15 years in the industry, my husband has close to 20 years in the industry. And he's a type 1 diabetic and he has Hashimoto's disease as well. So we have a combined, very unique perspective. We have two brands that we like. I mean, we have a few more that we'll go to, but the two main ones that we order from, we get our BCAA powder, our branched chain amino acid powder from First Form. We use all of their vegan line. And then the other brand that we know, use, and love is Modern Nature, so Monate. And full transparency, I am a representative for Monate. I have been with the company almost 5 years, love them, swear by them. They are the very, very best when it comes to quality and pricing in combination. So if you are curious about that, you please reach out to me. Okay. Please reach out to me. 15 years in the industry, master trainer, master instructor. I've got you. And this is not going to be like, oh, buy my stuff. Like you can ask me questions and I will absolutely answer you in full. So when it really comes down to like staying lean, right? What supplements do you need? What I love for people to have is it's all about the sleep for me. Because if you are not sleeping well, your body's not going to repair itself. Your mental health will start to also suffer as well. So sleep is the foundation of all things wellness. In fact, it's the first thing that I even go over in my VIP portal with my one-on-one clients. And I would love for you to drink coffee every single day because you love the taste and the experience and the culture of what coffee does for you. That's like myself, right? But sleep is literally essential to every single process in the body. It affects your physical and mental functioning to like into the next day, your ability to fight disease and develop immunity, your metabolism, your chronic disease risk, all of the things. Sleep is truly interdisciplinary because it touches every single aspect of health. And if you are not sleeping 7, 8, 9 hours a night, you are seriously missing out. Another reason I stay so lean, tip number 4, is because I sleep 8 hours a night, no matter what. If you wake up feeling hungover or exhausted still, even when you are sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, more chances than not, you're not landing yourself into REM sleep for a total number of minutes that you need to be at full recovery pace. So it might be time to supplement there. You could take traditional melatonin supplement, but high amounts of melatonin have been shown to decrease your body's natural production of melatonin, in addition to messing with your dreams a little bit. It's not the melatonin that does it, but it's the amount of it. So I use a sleep drop supplement that looks like this. It does have 1 mg of melatonin in the entire bottle, and there's 30 servings in the bottle. I'll do it right now because I'm about to go to bed in an hour. You just pick up a dropper. Okay, come on now. And you put it under your tongue. And you hold it there for 5 seconds. And you do it again. This is going to provide my body and my mind with a custom blend of amino acids that signal the brain to relax. So it has herbal extracts and it has antioxidants that allow my body to relax and achieve a very, very restful, deep sleep that lasts all night long. And the best part of it is, not only does it support my body's natural stress response, but it also triggers my body to heal at night, and it doesn't force my body to do anything. It just encourages it to relax and chill and deep breathe. And the best part about it is I will wake up at 4:00 in the morning tomorrow and feel like an absolute rock star. Tip number 4 for staying lean, mean all year long with no extreme diet, no extreme exercise is sleep. Make sure you are sleeping. And the last and final tip of tonight's call is, I think I was going back and forth with whether or not I wanted to include this, but I think I'm going to. It is decide ahead of time the amount of work that it takes to be somebody that shows up for their future self. It's one thing to look at life and say, like, I want to be 10 pounds lighter. I want to be 20 pounds lighter. I want to gain 15 pounds of muscle. I want to wear this size comfortably. I want to stop caring about what I look like so much and just kind of live my life and live it happy and live it full. When it all comes down to it, when it all boils down to it, decide to be the person that's going to show up on the hard days. That's going to show up on the days that you don't feel like it. That's going to show up on the days where nothing is going right and everything is a mess. Decide that you are worth it. Decide that your future self is worth it. Decide that your past self is worth it. And decide that your present self is worth it. Similar to tip number 3, stop caring so much about the outside and start caring a lot about the inside. And then the outside will catch up with you. Those are my 5 tips to staying lean all year long without extreme diet, without extreme exercise. You can always head to my website, briannasilvio.com/free-resources. I have oodles and oodles and oodles of webinars, workshops, guides, all of the things that you can possibly think of when it comes to wellness, fitness, and health in a sustainable way while working full-time and raising kids. It is on this portion of the website. I'll see you 1 week from today for our next live chat.